Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is 8 minutes past 10 on Tuesday night. Back with 3 for tomorrow. Found it hard enough to get an angle on the race on tomorrow. But hopefully I have something picked that will be at least competitive anyway. We had 2 running today. Laser Focus was one, went off a very well-backed favourite, a lot of money from you, 7-2 last night. I think he went off 13-8. I picked him sort of on the strength of the jockey in the race that they were in, an apprentice race, and I thought he could have been a bit more up with the pace. Left a lot to like if they were trying to get him to get home at the mile and a half. I thought that he'd be up closer to the pace, actually where the winner was. He was closing all right, but it was too late, which was a pity. The other one was Tango Man. Good bit of money for that too. I thought that was an each way bet. I was afraid of Blue Flag Flying High. Yeah, that finished second all right, but we were out of the money. And I thought for a minute Blue Flag Flying High, which was the first selection, but I went on the safer play with Tango Man. I thought it was going to hold on. And 2 9-year-olds won them 2 races. And you'd be imagining at 9, I sort of stroked them 2 out. I was saying, no, not tomorrow for them. But every day is a school day. Shout out to Thomas Chapman, John Kelly, Ronald Haney, Jean Curran, Pear Burns, Noel Slattery. He left a message saying he was looking for me in Ballinrobe. Well, I was going to go, but I wouldn't have been able to wait for the last 2 because one of the brothers was on the road at 6 a.m. He was going to out Mount Charles and outside Donegal town this morning, and he was in Nina yesterday. He was all over the country. Not driving a machine. So that's why I didn't go, because I'd have missed the last 2 races that we had selections in. So maybe again, Noel, and sincere condolences to Tim Billy, who's a regular contributor, and he said his mother passed away 2 weeks ago. Sorry to hear that news, Tim. May she rest in peace. Thanks very much for the great warmth, the reception that last night's video got, and I know that the Tarrant family appreciated as well. Got a message from Sam this morning. He had seen it at 10 a.m. Oh yeah, I'm not. I had said I was going to do a tour this week to 3 nights in Tracy's Hotel in Waterford, but that plan changed. I want to get to Listowel, but it looks like the funeral, I thought it was tomorrow evening on Thursday. Now it looks like it's Thursday evening on Friday, but I'll get to it at some stage. I'm on tour on Saturday for 9 days. I think one of the flights is an Aer Lingus flight. As of yet, or as of now, it's not cancelled, but you never know with this work to rule that's taking place. 2 nights, there's 10 of them. It looks like 2 families. There's an 18-month-old kid, a 10-year-old, and a 14-year-old, and 7 adults. So we're 2 nights in Dublin, 2 nights in Galway, 2 nights in Cork, 1 night in Faitlick Hotel in Waterford, 1 night in Powerscourt Hotel or in Wicklow, and 1 night in Trim. And then on the Monday week will be airport transfer job in the morning. So I'm doing that instead. On to tomorrow. First race we're looking at is the Carlisle Bell Handicap, won last year by Mostawaa. And I think it's the selection in the race. It's an 8-year-old. It's rated 75 now. It won last year when it was 80. And it had ran and won in on the 17th of June in York when it won off 77. It was out in Medan in the spring when its handicap marked that it was finished last year's campaign at 84. It sort of dwindled a bit. It ran in the same race again this year and it was third. And it ran well enough that the step back and trip to this distance, I think it'll be a help. That's it out in front. So it won this race last year. It looks like it's been laid out for the race. It's £5 lower, and Brandon Wilkie has taken off 5, so technically it's £10 lower.
Outside, Theme Park held together but going strongly. Likewise, Titan Rock at the back of the field. John Chart VC's now under heavy pressure. Orban is waiting to make his move. My word, this looks a real open race. Less than 3 to run. Mostawaa by the slenderest of margins. From Boy Douglas in behind them. No Name Nicky on the far side. Clear Angel. He's tracked by Theme Park. Zosimus yet to be popped. The question down the near side. Poet's Dawn under pressure now, followed by Halswell Duke, and under pressure as well is Barley. Boy Douglas wrestles the lead back. Less than a furlong to go. Boy Douglas, Pisinello coming strongly now. Mostawaa's trying to rally. Clear Angel over on the far side. Then No Name Nicky. They're clear from Zosimus, and Pisinello now comes to the front, and Pisinello draws on to win it from Boy Douglas.
I'm looking at that it was a prep run. Billy B won the last day. It's penalised for its victory. ASA, I think it went up £5, did it? £4. That was in Beverley. Beverley Forum doesn't transfer to other tracks at time. So, each way bet there on Mostawaa. There's a race in Salisbury at 3:15. There's only 6 declared. There's a hot favourite in it, the King and Queen's horse, Crown Estate. It's a 3-year-old taking on its elders for the first time. It ran against its own age group the last twice. I'm taking it on with Leuven Power, who looked like a horse who was going places a couple of years ago in 2022 as a 3-year-old. It's 5 now, isn't it? Yep. Didn't run at all then last year. And made a pleasing comeback, I thought, last time. And it's dropped a couple of pounds, isn't it? It was 87. Dropped a pound. But it sort of couldn't get a run on the rail that day. And this is it here on the inside.
Both of them now working pretty hard. Up the rails, Leuven Power trying hard to squeeze through and join in. Deeper out with a clearer run. Elam together with Leadenhall are coming forward as they're now on the approach to the final furlong. And up front, Arctic Mountain pressed hard for the lead by Leadenhall. Elam a little wider out of them. Leuven Power down the inside. Here's Rono, widest of all, staying on strongly. Rono coming home over the top here to pick it up from Arctic Mountain close home. Rono it is. Came from an unpromising position to score from Arctic Mountain.
I don't think the gap was there, and he wasn't too busy on him anyway towards the end. So I'm hoping that he's come on a bit for that. The Crown Estate, the favourite, should be given a pound. Should be carrying 9 stone 11, but it's getting the weight for age allowance. So, but I don't tend to go for 3-year-olds at the last of the 1st of July. Taking on the fav with the second fav. And then at Naas tomorrow night, a horse we backed the last day, Mr King. This seems to be just a less classier race, and there's 2 horses in it that hasn't ran for a while. One is Barba Papa, hasn't ran for Henry de Bromhead. Last seen in Fundalk, wasn't it? In December. One in Leopardstown off 65. That's £15 higher now. The favourite is Moon Harrig for Owen Doyle. The Inforum Owen Doyle. But again, that's rated 76. It won off 50, like that's 26 pound lower in Dundalk. Rattled off 3 wins out of 4 there. Hasn't ran on the turf in a while. When was it? Last May in the maiden. Got absolutely stuffed. I got stuffed in a maiden in the Curragh. Top of the ground will suit, but it might be handicapped out of it at this point. Mr King had a pleasing return in Cork 2 races back. The day I was in it, the day Earls ran. The last day, Gary Carlisle, I thought he could have been a bit more forward because when he won in Roscommon, it was over 10 furlongs last year, and I thought he'd be closer to the pace, but he wasn't. That's him back here as we pick it up, and the bird had flown.
Crammed into a good 3 to 4 length advantage, followed by Eastern Wind, Exquisite Acclaim. Desert Haven next, trying to stay on in between runners as Plume Noir, out wide as Mr King, and then Wigmore Street racing to the final furlong. Can Spanish Tanner lost it out, coming in the centre, the white jacket Plume Noir with Desert Haven in between them, followed by Wigmore Street. Mr King is next, and it's Plume Noir who's getting on top. In the closing stages is Plume Noir, and Jerry Sheridan by 2 lengths to Desert Haven, flashing home from the tail end of the field was Derry Lad and Mr King and Wigmore Street, and
sort of better horses there in that, you'd imagine. Now the 2, as I was saying, that has ran in Dundalk, I'm hoping that they'll need the run, and they're coming back from a different sort of surface, so that's why I'm on Mr King tomorrow, and good apprentice on him there as well, so keep him up closer to the pace and get out the twig earlier the next day. So 7-2 shot generally across the board there. The Northumberland Plate is on Saturday. I see Pledge of Allegiance is the favourite, but according to the trainer, Sir Mark Prescott is unlikely to run, which would leave Alphonse Legrand. I only seen there yesterday. I didn't know who Miss C. O'Leary was. Tony Martin's sister. I read somewhere. I wasn't aware of that. So probably Tony is in the background, which is good to get that horse right. So I must have a look at that to see could we get an anti-post bet tomorrow night before the decks go in on Thursday. Great race on the weekend. So we'll try and get a bit of study in. Bash the bookies, over and out.